Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Stepboard Scenery tutorial video about Sam, the Scenery Animation Manager. Today it will only be a short video to show you how to animate a custom Jetway object, because people recently asked how to do that. For our work, we use 3ds Max as the 3D software, and I will show you how the animation works in 3ds Max. Of course, you can use any other program like Blender, for example, or maybe AC3D or even SketchUp. I'm not sure. But the way how you animate the object is always the same. So yeah, it doesn't matter for you actually. If you have a different program, you can still have a look at this tutorial. And there are other tutorial videos on your specific 3D program, I guess, on YouTube, how to animate objects in general. Okay, so let's get started. In the club at Threshold Forum, there's the developer guide, and there's a topic called Part 4, Animate Custom Jetways. I propose you to open that. Looks like this one here. And there are the given values you have to use for the animation. And as you can see, we already have a Jetway object ready, and it's already detached. So you need different parts for your animation. And I will go through every part with you. So this is the rotunda, the wheel, the attachment point of the Jetway in general to the terminal. And if I go to the drop-down view, you can see it's headed forward, so heading 0 or 360 or 000, heading up north. So this is very important. You always have to align the object to the north before starting the animation. Okay, so the rotunda, this is the fixed part. This won't be animated. Then you got the first part of the jetway, which is fixed as well. Then the second segment is an extend segment, so it can be extended later. This is the second part. You may only have one. That's fine. Then you have this entry to the aircraft, and then you have this wheel pillar over here and the wheel X around here, and each wheel separately. Okay. Furthermore, we need 3 frames for our animation, 0, 1, and 2. Again, if you have Blender or any other program, that might be different. However, it will work the same way as far as the object is concerned. So we will start to animate each part, but before we won't, or actually it would be useful to put the segments together. So for example, you would put the fix part below the rotunda and all that stuff, but we will do that later and you will see why. So let's focus on the first part, the fix segment, like this. And if we have a look in the part 4 developer guide, then we see the first data ref, which is called Sam Jetway rotate 1. And the explanation says minus plus 90 degrees rotation of the entire jetway around the z-axis at 0, 0, 0. Okay, so 0, 0, 0, the center point of this 3ds Max scene is here, and it's always important that the rotunda has to be at the exact at the 0x, okay? Right there. Then we will use the fix segment, and the important thing is that it has to be animated. So we animate the turn, obviously, okay? So left and right turn. And the important thing is that this pivot has to be at the same point, obviously, like the rotunda. Okay. So we will put the pivot to 0, 0. Okay, that doesn't matter, the height. So we have the rotation around the 0 coordinate, okay? This is important. Yeah, so we need the explain menu, explain objects, and here's the animation part. If you're not familiar with how to include animations into the explain object, then please have a look into the Step to Sky manual. It's described there. It's pretty easy, actually. So I set the just hang on a second. So the first data ref is Sam Jetway rotate 1. Okay, rotate 1 is the minus plus 90 degrees turn. So let's just do that. We'll have, in the first frame, we'll put the negative value, so minus 90, which is like this, minus 90. And the second frame, we'll have the plus 90, so we will turn it now to 180 degrees. Don't get confused by the numbers, because we are now rotating it to, we rotated at minus 180 degrees. But actually you're on plus 90, so you can see it like here. This is heading 0, and now you are like this is 0, then you're on negative 90, positive 90, okay? So then you can already see that the animation is included in this explain options menu as well, and this animation is rotated about the along the z-axis. So this one, we will enable it. We have the first frame, the second frame, the third frame, and we will say the first, or at least the second frame has a value of minus 90 degrees, and the other one of 90. And the data ref, I just copied it from the club. I propose you to copy and paste it because there are a lot of typos usually when you just type it manually. And it's pretty hard to debug where the error is then. Okay, we don't need a reverse, we don't need a loop. That's all fine. So that's all for this part. Okay. The second data ref is Sam Jetway rotate 2. It's minus plus 90 degrees rotation of the docking door. Okay, so I named it entry, doesn't matter, like this. And the pivot or the rotation point has to be on the center of the second rotunda, which is here. Okay, so that you can rotate it around. And it's basically the same thing. We again will have it to minus 90 and plus 90. And this time it's again the z-axis, so enable it, put it to minus 90, oops, and plus 90, and the data ref is rotate 2. Done. Next one is rotate 3, and rotate 3 is minus plus 6 degrees vertical rotation of the gangway around x-axis. Okay. So we will have the first segment here, and let's get back the rotunda on. Okay. So this is the vertical rotation. We already have the 9 degrees left and right rotation. Now we need the vertical one. And it's minus plus 6 degrees. Okay. So it's basically this way and this way. Okay. And now it's the x-axis. Make sure it's now the x-axis. And as I will enter it manually. Let's see, like this. Oh, I forgot to start the animation. So frame 1. Okay, now it's turned already. That doesn't matter for the animation because we are using another x. Now we're using the x-axis. So turn it down 6 degrees, and on the second frame, put it up to positive 6 degrees, like this. Okay. Yep, perfect. So we have the x-axis enabled, and again, the second frame is now -6, and the third frame is +6. And the data ref is sem jetway rotate 3. Good. The next one is sem jetway extend. It says in meters, gangway extend in meters along y-axis. Okay, so we need the extend parts. This is the fixed one, and those two are the extended ones. So let's have the extend one first. We want to animate it to 10 meters. Okay, obviously you can have a longer distance than 10 meters, like 20 or 30 meters for your jetway if you like. But again, as I may have already said, please only animate to the limits which are given in the developer guide. Okay, because you can change the limits and the extensions within the plugin later on in the flight sim, but now only animate to the given limits. Okay, so the given limit is 10 meters. And as we have two extended parts, we will animate each to 5 meters. Okay, so first frame, okay, this is confusing. This is confusing now. Okay, I will put the both extended parts below the fixed one so they will move correctly. Okay, that's a bit easier now. And we need the local pivot. Okay. Extend one, second frame, and it's along the y-axis, so we will have 5 meters like this. And now we only need 2 frames, so 0 and so frame 0 and frame 1, okay? Because you only have 2 values, like 0 and, in our case, 5 meters, okay? And we'll do that with the second one as well. This has 5 meters as well. Okay. What's a bit confusing maybe is now the setup of the values. We have the translation animation. We will enable that. And the first value is 0. Of course, the second value is 10. And why is it 10? Although we set up 5 meters movement only, because it's 5 meters per extended part. Okay, if we would only have one extended part, we would have animated it to 10 meters extension and then set up the value to 10. If we have 2 parts and animate each part to 5 meters, then we have to set up the value 10, although it's only 5 meters per object. And I see that I made a mistake because this extend part is below this one as well. So let's delete the animation again. Okay, now I did something wrong. Just hold on. So this is let's get back to the original position. Ah, damn. That happens when you don't put everything together. Okay. So back in normal. So now we're correct. So we have the fix part, then we got the extend 1 and extend 2. And extend 1 is already animated. And now we have to set up another 5 meters. That's it. So now we got 10 meters in total, 5 by the first segment and 5 by the second one. And now it makes sense to have the value 10 meters in here. And we need the data ref, which is, oops, which is SAM Jetway extend in here. And for the other one as well, SAM Jetway extend. Okay, fine. Then we got the SAM Jetway wheels data ref, and it says plus minus 2 meters distance of vertical translation of the wheel pillar. Okay, so let's get up the wheel pillar here. And we don't need the rest. And it's just plus minus 2 meters. That's pretty easy. So we will have on the z-axis, always start with a negative value, so minus 2. Get back to the correct position, and now plus 2. And this is a translation animation. Again, we have the value minus 2 and 2. SAM Jetway wheels. Okay. Next one is SAM Jetway wheel rotate left. Okay, so we got the left wheel over here. And we will animate it to what says 0 to 360 degrees left wheel rotation. Okay, so we will need a 360 degrees rotation. That's easy. Oh, damn. I forgot to set up the frame. 360 rotation, only 2 frames, 0 and 1. Perfect. And it's around the x-axis, right? It is, yeah. So 0 and 360 degrees on SAM Jetway wheel rotate left. So wheel rotate L. And let's do that for the wheel rotate right as well. So now we will use the correct frame. Zero to 360 degrees. SAM Jetway wheel rotate right. Then we got to left, SAM Jetway wheel rotate center, and this is the wheel axis itself, like this. And this will be minus and plus 90 degrees, the wheel construction turn axis rotation. So minus 90 on the second frame, third frame has plus 90. Okay. And this is the z-axis again. Minus 90. It's a bit fiddling here. SAM Jetway wheel rotate center. And the last thing is SAM Jetway warn light. So if you have a light, which we do have here, then you can animate a show and hide animation to the warn light. I think I already did that. Yeah, you can see the hide and show is enabled and it has a hide animation. It will be hidden from 0 to value 0.5. And the data ref runs from 0 to 1. So status 1 is jetways operating, and status 0 is jetways not operating. Okay. So now let's put everything together. We got the fix and the extended parts here. Then we need the left wheel and right wheel to the wheel axis, the axis to the pillar, and the pillar goes to extend 2. The entry goes to extend 2 as well. And that's it. That's all you have to do to animate it. Now you have the extension on 10 meters, you have the rotation. Where are the wheels? Where are the wheels? Ooh. What the hell happened here? Okay, so I made a mistake somewhere. Okay, let's debug that. So the animation is wrong with this wheel pillar. Why is that the case? Because we have 3 frames. That's correct. -2. Okay. Okay, let's simply do that again. So, oh, come on. Okay, let's do that again. Not sure where I made the mistake. Doesn't matter. So this is, we are on local. Make sure we are on local because we are now vertically turned. We are on the second frame. On the z-axis, say -2. Yeah, like this. And this is +2. Well, it's not +2, it's +4 actually, like this. So let's see if that's now right. Yeah, -2. Okay, +2 is a little bit too much actually, but doesn't matter for the animation. We can limit that in the plugin later on. And the values are still correct, -2, +2, same jetway wheels. Okay, so now it should be correct. Yeah. So this is the entire animation of the object. Now you can export that by creating the export explain export object. And make sure the exporter object is on the same coordinate, the center coordinate, and call it whatever jetway. Okay, set up the correct textures and export it, and then you're done. Okay, and then you can simply include the limits like you would do with normal library objects. Yeah. Double check if you can't, if something is not working, if the animation is not working, then please check the data ref. Check that there's no typo in it. Other than that, I think that's it. Yeah, Warnlight, everything is in there. So you obviously you need the measurements of the jetway to set it up initially, and yeah, you can read it out here. For example, if you like, you can say, well, the wheel is, for example, you need the wheel distance from the 0 point to the wheel. Then you can read out the values if you like, or you will also need the entire to the distance to the center point, or the rotation point of the door, actually, to this point, for example, and you will also need the distance of the door itself, and you can read it out or test it out in the plugin, as you've seen in the other videos. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Again, it's only 3ds Max this time. You can use the same data refs and everything the same in Blender or AC3D or whatever, just the way how you set up the animation inside the software might be different. Okay? If you have any questions, feel free to ask, feel free to post them, and I hope you have a lot of fun with your new custom jetways. And now I wish you all a nice day. See you guys.